Hello everybody, how's everybody doing today? It's Miss Nicolett Electra here, back with another video for you guys. So the past few weeks have been busy. I have been doing a lot of moving and traveling and stuff, and so I wanted to jump on here real quick and talk to you guys about one of my trips, and that is driving the Pacific Coast Highway. And I wanted to talk about our experience driving the highway and is it worth it? Is it worth the drive? So if that is something that interests you guys, then please stay tuned and keep watching. And if you're somebody who likes photography, likes travel, lifestyle, things of that sort, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and get started with this highway. It is a highway that was built in 1934, and it goes all the way from San Diego all the way up to Seattle. So it's a pretty big highway. We personally took it from about Santa Cruz. It took it all the way down, probably about a little bit more than halfway to Los Angeles. We've also taken bits and pieces of it from LA going up to Oxnard, however you say it. So we've seen different parts of it. We've seen some parts in Santa Barbara as well. So this particular trip we decided, okay, let's try and take it all the way. And I'll get into the reasons why we didn't take it all the way, but I just wanted to talk about what we were able to see on the California coast. For those of you who aren't familiar with what this highway is, this is a highway that is literally on the edge of the country. No pun intended, it really is on the edge of this country. It's probably one of the most scenic highways that you will take. Personally, I did not drive. I had my boyfriend drive the car, and I'm glad he did because I don't know if I could do it. So let's talk about a few of the pros, let's talk a few of the cons of this highway, and if it's actually worth you guys going to go and drive it and see it. So let's start with the pros. Pros, right? Beautiful. Oh my gosh, it is so freaking beautiful. You get to see so many different types of terrains going from the north down to the south, or vice versa. You see a lot of redwoods and trees and all that sort of beauty that comes with it. And then you also get to see kind of the more foresty sort of vibes. You see rocky vibes. You get to see a little bit of a lot of different vibes on this highway. And it's just beautiful to see. You know, one side you have a wall usually, and then the other side you have the ocean. So a lot of cliffs, which is on my cons, but it's just beautiful. The other pro that I would like to say is that there's a lot of unexpected surprises on there. Now you can take that as a positive or a negative, it's up to you, but on this trip we decided to just take a pit stop. We were like, alright, let's check this out. We'll stop here real quick before we hit San Simeon, which is where Hearst Castle is, which is something you should check out if you have not and if you do this trip. But anyways, we'll save that for another one. But we decided to take a stop, and the stop that we took, we did it by fluke, and we stumbled across a bunch of seals in their natural habitat. So it was pretty freaking amazing to just see. There was literally hundreds of them. Usually when I see a seal, I see them here and there, just kind of doing their thing, chilling, whatever. But this was a legit, this is where they stayed. It was spectacular to see, and it was just so freaking beautiful. So yeah, a lot of unexpected surprises. Just going through these different small towns, you just get to see a lot of different vibes on this freeway, and it just is just so it's beautiful. You get to see random things. And then the other part that I would say is just seeing the world in a different perspective. Like I said, you're literally on the corner of the country, and so it's just wow, this is people came in on boats over here, I don't know, it's just very weird to just think about. But let's get into some of the cons real quick, because I do feel a lot of these mesh together, and then we can talk a little bit more about it at the end. But some of the cons is heights. heights. If you do not like heights, then this is maybe not a drive for you. It is a drive for you to be a passenger. It goes high, it goes low, you're next to the ocean, you're about 200, 300 feet above the ocean. So it definitely does get tricky. Especially when we were up in the north, there's a lot of wind gusts that do come through, so there were periods where you're just kind of it's a lot. But you just kind of go slow. If the maps tells you it's going to take you 3 hours to get to your destination, or 4 hours from, let's say, the north to the south, that's another con. That is not going to happen. The timing is wrong. This is a freeway, okay? You're on the edge of the earth, okay? It's not a straight line. it was never going to be a straight line, but I didn't really think about it until I was actually on the road. There's a lot of curves. The curves are everywhere. You literally will have blind turn after 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 blind turn. You are literally zigzagging almost the entire way, I would say. There's a few periods where you're not, but there is a big chunk of the period where that's what you're doing. And if you're doing it for the first time, or the second, or the third, it's probably best to not go the speed limit and to go a little bit slower. We did hear a few stories from one of the associates that worked in Big Sur, and there have been a lot of stories of people not being okay and you know, going over this cliff. So I don't suggest drinking ever, driving, and I don't suggest going fast on these roads because they are very rough. They are very rough to drive. Like I said, it's blind turn after blind turn. You don't know what's ahead of you, probably at least like 60 to 70% of the time, and so it's just something to be very cautious about. But I would say those two are probably my biggest cons. It's just how windy it is, how long it does take. It's not going to take what the maps say, and just how that can be also scary when you're driving. And then just the heights aspect of it, it's pretty high and it can get pretty windy. So it's just something to think about when you're taking it. If you're trying to do a speedy trip, this is not the speedy trip. This is one where you're just going to be coasting, and you are just going to be coasting. So would I do this again? Would I try and take this all the way and just get to see the entire coastline? I'm a weird junkie, so the answer is yes. The answer is definitely yes. It's beautiful, it's scenic, and I don't suggest driving it at night, but if you are driving it during the daytime, you are going to see just some spectacular views. And if you are a photographer, a videographer, whatever, like, the views are magnificent. Like, they are magnificent. Like, I wanted to stop every 5 seconds to take a picture of what I was seeing. From the cliffs, from the rocks, from the seals, from the changes of the terrains to just the winding roads, and just it's a very beautiful thing. And if you are in tune with yourself and just the earth and just the way that life is, you're just like, wow, like, it's pretty spectacular that there's a road on the corner of this country. I don't know how to explain it. Now with that, there are also times where you do hear where this freeway does fall into the ocean, so you know, like, that can also be a little bit nerve-wracking, but I would say still, like, try it out, do it. If you're in California and you are just like, hey, I want to try something new and see something different, it is beautiful. It's worth doing at least once in your lifetime, and I don't think there will be any really regrets doing it, besides, like I said, the timing. And if you don't like heights and winding roads, you might be a little bit like, oh, ah. But other than that, it's definitely worth the view. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit long-winded today, but it was a really nice trip, and I really feel like people should try and check it out if they are going to California and just want to do a giant road trip that's probably going to take twice the time of what the maps say. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back next week, and we'll be talking about something else fun. See you guys.